Welcome back. It is time to kick off What the Hollywood this week. So we now have insight into what Queen Elizabeth II was writing about, pondering, and feeling in the days leading up to her passing. So Her Royal Highness passed away in September 2022 at the age of 96. Throughout her 70-year reign, the Queen kept, a private diary to jot down key events in her life throughout the years, and she carried that tradition through to the very end of her life. Now, royal biographer Robert Hardman discovered Her Late Majesty's handwritten entries while researching for his book about King Charles. And according to this author, the late monarch's final entry was made at Balmoral, where she died on September 8th, and then 2 days after meeting Prime Minister Liz Truss, who was new to the role at the time. So this is what she was writing about, So in her diary, she recorded that her, private secretary, Edward Young, had come to visit her. She also wrote down some highlights about swearing in new Privy Council members. The late Queen's journal recorded her activities rather than her thoughts and feelings. So just what she was doing, not what she was thinking, not what she was feeling, just what her activities day to day were. Elizabeth famously said, quote, "I have no time to record conversations, only events," that's okay. It's her diary. It's her thing. So again, sadly, no salacious information regarding, her children, her grandsons, William and Harry and Meghan Markle moving away. But here's a fun little history tidbit for y'all. So Queen Victoria wrote over 60 million words in various diaries she had kept for nearly 70 years. King Charles also writes in his diary, and then Elizabeth took diary inspiration from her father, King George V, who too kept a diary during his lifetime. So all in all, I think the diary is a cool thing to keep. All right, let's move on to that next story. That was a doozy. Okay, as crazy as it sounds, everyone, it has been nearly 1 month since One Direction singer Liam Payne passed away. As I reported last month, Liam passed away on October 16th at just 31 years old after falling from his third-floor hotel room balcony while vacationing in Argentina. So as we know, as reports and autopsies have been done, a partial autopsy revealed pink cocaine, crack, benzodiazepine. They were in his system when he died. He also had alcohol, and it said he died from multiple injuries and external bleeding from the fall. It was very bad. So since his unexpected death, many celebrities have spoken out in loving memory of the singer. All of his One Direction bandmates have. And this weekend, the MTV European Music Awards took place, and Payne's longtime friend, musical collaborator, and Masked Singer judge Rita Ora gave an emotional tribute to him during the show. So let's take a look.
Liam Payne was one of the kindest people that I knew. He had the biggest heart and was always the first person to offer help in any way that he could. He brought so much joy to every room he walked into, and he left such a mark on this world. So let's just take a moment to remember our friend Liam.
Everything that you ever dreamed of disappearing when you wake up.
So touching. And that song, I was never a One Deer, a diehard fan. I listen to their music, but that song now, it hits my heart. It pulls at my heartstrings. So very beautifully said by Rita Ora. And I can guarantee there was not a dry eye at that award show. So some justice has been served, though, in the wake of his death, because 3 people have been charged in connection to his death. Prosecutor Andres Madrea charged 3 suspects whose identities were not revealed with the crimes of, quote, abandonment of a person followed by death and supplying and facilitating the use of narcotics. Now, investigators have said Payne was by himself when he fell and ultimately fell to his death. But last week, the prosecutor's office also said that one of the people charged was often with the singer during his time in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The second person is a hotel staffer who allegedly gave Payne cocaine during his stay between October 13th and 16th. And then the third is a drug dealer. So I'm glad that justice is being served little by little. No news yet on, when he'll be laid to rest, what that will look like. Will it be a public spectacle for all his fans to mourn the loss publicly? I'll keep you updated on that, but as always, rest in peace, Liam Payne. We sure do miss you, and I'm getting emotional. Okay, we are exactly 10 days away from the release of part 1 of the Broadway musical turned movie, Wicked. We've been talking about it for like weeks, it seems, months even. So Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, and the rest of the Wicked cast have been on a worldwide press tour to obviously promote the film ahead of its release. They were even joined by Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth, who portrayed the roles of Elphaba and Glinda in the Broadway production, the OG Broadway production. These ladies brought these characters to life. So while there's a lot of positive publicity happening right now, there's also a wicked PR problem. So let's just call this actually a nightmare. If you watch this show, you know our very own Jeremy Rabe ordered the Glinda and Elphaba dolls that are made by Mattel. So on the back of the dolls, here they are. Here's his home video of his dolls. So on the back of the dolls, they put a URL to the website www.wicked.com. And in the event people who purchase the toys, want to buy more, that's where you think they would go. Well, here's the catch. That's not the company's correct website. And here's my warning for you right now. It is a not safe for work adult website. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, it is very not safe for work. So Mattel's website for their toy catalog is wickedmovie.com. wickedmovie.com, not wicked.com. So a minor mistake, misprint with major consequences for any kid who may have tried to access the website. Well, you know how I previously mentioned that Jeremy ordered it? Well, he looked on the back of his boxes. He's got the not safe for work one printed on there as well. It is the Scarlet Letter. So you guys, if you have bought these or plan to give these to your kids, maybe just get rid of the packaging, because that is what a rep for Mattel told our friends at TMZ. They are aware of the misprint, made primarily on dolls sold right here in the USA. So Mattel recommends parents discard the product packaging or obscure the link or just don't even point to it, even though I am. Hopefully your kids are at school right now. So anyways, that is a major faux pas for Wicked, but hopefully the movie part 1 is so good that everyone forgets that this happened. Quick bites before we go here. Quincy Jones has been laid to rest in an intimate ceremony surrounded by all of his children. Britney Spears has reunited with her son, Jaden James, who was living in Hawaii with his dad, but now is back in California. So that's good news. Megan Fox is pregnant following a miscarriage, and it is her 4th child, but her first with Machine Gun Kelly. And you guys, I had no idea. Leo DiCaprio is 50 years old. Like a fine wine, he is not aging. He's not aging at all.